Well, I like being able to help others. I like being able to fulfill my dreams, and it takes money to do.
Hello and welcome back to another exciting edition of Real Talk. I'm Kenny.
And I'm Anthony.
And we are back with our second edition. And Anthony, we're going to try something new to open this up, right?
Yes. Well, one of the last things we asked in the last episode, either in the comments section below or after the fact, was, comments on how we're doing the show, topics on what to speak about on the show. And we got some interesting ones. And best of luck to those who wrote these, but we've narrowed it down to the top 3.
Okay, first we have, when will you talk about Hillary and Trump?
Until the last possible second, that's when. No, in all seriousness, probably first debate?
Yeah, let's say first debate.
Well, it's
looking at September.
Yeah,
right.
Media's got this one under control for now, but we'll make sure to provide that down the middle type of analysis.
Of
but we'll be talking a little bit about media today, so let's move into our second comment. A little more stronger here. Your graphics are similar to that of a low-grade 90s porno.
Okay, my first question to that person is, how much 90s porn are you watching and why is it low grade?
That's a better question. My goodness. Oh, man. Wow, I see. I balled it up and I just threw it on that way. Oh, well. Wow, that was strong. Okay, and then this one. Oh, wow. I struggle with people who don't use grammar, so bear with me on this one. Okay. You're not funny. Your is spelled U-R-E. So you're not funny. My number 2 be funnier than you. Okay. First off, you need that grammar, because that was painful for me to even listen to. And to be honest, if your number 2 is experiencing some emotion or exhibiting action, you might want to capture it and then send it off for testing, because I think that's a great medical advance in society. Until then, I think we got this one. Yes. But anyways, no, thank you for the comments, both positive and negative. It was a great first show, and we're going to move on to number 2.
Welcome back to Real Talk. Our next issue that we're going to discuss is going to be one that's a little bit different from what we talked about last week. We're going to delve into some crime, and I don't know if we can really call this crime, Anthony.
I'd have to agree with that. I don't know if we can really call it crime, I guess, but anyways, we're talking about, of course, the Punta Gorda volunteer police shooting incident that happened. And it's, of course, Officer Lee Cole shot 73-year-old Mary Knowlton, a volunteer for a Citizens Police Academy. It's unfortunate. The gun had a live round in it instead of the blanks, which they're supposed to have. And the officer, in a shoot, do not shoot training, ends up shooting the one live round and killing her. But I guess the whole thing kind of has a lot of heres and theres with it, I guess, for lack of better words. But Kenny, what are your thoughts behind it after doing a lot more research on it?
Well, my first thought is that it was a senseless tragedy. That's what it boils down to. In these 2-hour trainings that the Punta Gorda Police Department puts on, they allow citizens to get a glimpse into what officers do and how they have to make split-second decisions. And it almost seems as if the officers didn't do their part in ensuring the safety of the people that were there attending this training. When you have a loaded gun that you're pointing at someone, the police should have known whether or not it was loaded. That's like something you double check before you fire at someone. And it's very easy to just blame the police, blame the officer, and just say that how dare he do this when, he didn't wake up that morning thinking that he was going to conduct a citizens academy and shoot a 73-year-old woman. He didn't have that intention, but it was because of carelessness and negligence that the shooting did occur. And now he's on paid administrative leave, I believe, which is standard procedure in an officer-involved shooting, which means this will be conducted, as an investigation. I don't know if the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is going to get involved with it or if it's going to be investigated internally, but the result, I think we all want to know, why did this happen? Mm-hmm. And so far I've been scouring reports. I can't find exactly why it happened or, what kind of guns are supposed to use in these trainings. But all I do know is that this was totally preventable. It just shouldn't have happened. And I think with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, Anthony. What do you think?
Well, as you know, this really does strike home to me, and I don't use funny use of the word, of course, because it's only an hour away from where I live, less than that actually, I believe. Mm-hmm. And to see that this making national news only a day after it happened, it's really a big thing now. But what I think, and you hit it on the head with a hammer, is that the officer had no intention to shoot the woman. Did not walk in there and say, I'm going to take the live round and then turn it sideways and shoot someone. Mm-hmm. All right. But a lot of people are saying, how dare the police, how dare the academy, how dare them, blah, blah, blah. Well, it really is preventable. It was 100% preventable because, yes, you have to double, triple, quadruple check your guns and all of that stuff even before you just go out to do street patrol. And I just can't understand how that one bullet ended up in that gun, because I think any gun can be used as long as you have the blanks. Mm-hmm. And the key here is the blanks. But everything saying behind this is that the guy was a very military style officer. Every single person was a get on the mother effing ground type of situation, no matter how high or low the severity was. And that's still up for speculation. But in my opinion, that does not matter to this case specifically, because whether he was this strong or passive officer doesn't take away the fact that there should not have been a live round in the gun. Yes. So if he would have had trigger happy syndrome and went bang, 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 and then shot blanks, then this never makes it to national news. This is just a slap on the wrist from whoever his commanding or officer is there at the local level. Yeah. But because of a mistake on something very small and should not have been a problem, it is really blown up into something that we really don't want to talk about. And it kind of reminds you of what happened in the whole Freddie Gray case. Mm-hmm. And it's like the reason why the officers were found not guilty is because at no point did they have the intention of, we're going to kill this man in the back of our car, but it was gross negligence. He should have been buckled up in that case. Mm-hmm. Same thing here, where, like we said, the officer had no intention of, I'm going to go kill someone today, just like the Freddie Gray case. Is like, if you do an investigation, I don't think he's going to be found guilty unless you have knowledge of him saying, it's like, okay, I'm going to load this gun with real bullets and then pull the trigger. Mm-hmm. And but it's a very topical thing, and here at Real Talk, we do discuss these things. It's very uncomfortable for us. It's very uncomfortable for me because these people are close to home for me. And I'm up here in Pensacola, and I have to watch the news in order to figure it out. But no, that's all I have for it, really.
Yeah. So I guess just in parting, people make mistakes, things happen, and it's out of our power to figure out what happens to them, what becomes of them. So all that me and Anthony can do is just hope for that peace, finds itself into both sides of this case, the family of the victim as well as the police officers involved. And I guess with that, we're going to be right back with our next segment.